Okay, let me turn this down a little bit. Yeah, okay. Just getting used to the setup, getting used to everything, and waiting to see if a few people want to join me, you know? Yeah. In the meantime, enjoy the music. If you in the building, let me know you're here. Let me know you're here. Okay. Definitely had to take my earrings out. They was rubbing up against the mic. You feel me? And making a lot of noise. What's playing in the background is an instrumental, a beat that I was lucky to get from a good friend of mine, a producer of mine, Mr. Billy Lines. Appreciate him for that. He calls it No More. I wrote to it and called the song Definition of She. So you may or may not recognize the sample, but we'll get into that in a second. So anyway, being that March, you may or may not know, is Women's History Month, I guess in the United States. But March 8th is International Women's Day. So, with that being said, during the month of March, we celebrate the vital role of women, the history of women in this country. And on International Women's Day, we sort of recognize the achievements of women all around the world. So I thought, why not? What better time to discuss and talk about a song of mine that I feel like represents being a woman, especially in the rap industry and things of that nature. So so we could just dive right into it, because being a female rapper obviously is not easy. You know what I'm saying? You a girl in a man's world. You know what I'm saying? But what did James Brown say? It would be nothing without a woman or a girl. You know what I'm saying? So it's a man's world, but we have our place as well. It's not easy being a female rapper. It's not easy being in a man's world, but it's no excuses. We still got to put in the work. We still got to be on the block, be on the corner, rapping, writing, freestyling, be surrounded by a bunch of men. That's okay too, as long as everybody is respectful. You know what I'm saying? We still got to be in the studio. We got to listen to the beats. We got to write. We got to be creative. We got to work on our punchlines. We got to work on our demeanor, our performance value. We got to work on how we present and represent ourselves, how we want to be seen by the outside world. Some females choose to go down certain paths in order to get themselves in the game maybe a little bit quicker. Some females choose not to. And I think you know what I'm trying to say, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Billy Lyons is in the building. Thank you, Billy, for being here. At the end of the day, like I said, we still have to find a way to sort of squeeze our way in and get our way in. And how you choose to do that is on you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to judge nobody. But that's just what it is. It's no excuses. I do appreciate women's rap music. I might not like all of it, but I appreciate it and I respect it. I'm not a fan of all of it, but I'm a fan of the fact that it actually exists. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a fan of music. Whether you a man or a woman, whether you're explicit, whether you're conservative, I'm just happy that you're able to make music. You feel what I'm saying? And I do believe in equality, of course. Yes, but I also believe in inequality. You understand what I'm saying? Because women and men are not the same. So therefore, we are not equal in a lot of ways. But that might be a conversation for another time. When it comes to making this music, we all should get a chance to touch the mic, no matter how, what, when, where, or whatever at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm gonna turn the background music down just a little bit or maybe all the way because and we'll get back to it in a minute, obviously. But at the end of the day, I am doing this in celebration, I guess, of the month of March, Women's History Month, International Women's Day. The song, we're going to talk about it and you'll see how it all connects. But the song actually sprouted from a spoken word piece. It sprouted from a poem that I wrote. And the way how I wrote this poem was, and I don't know if a lot of you are songwriters, poets, rappers, if you have this kind of creative history and background and experiences, then you'll relate to this. But when we was coming up back in the days and we used to be at the function station, now we call it the function station, it's the house where we all congregate at, where everybody would be at and everybody would come to after work, after school, after they wake up, after or before they even start their life. You end up at the function station. That's where we all came up at. And while you're there, it's a lot of creative activities going on. A lot of creative juices are flowing when you around all your friends and everybody's a rapper, everybody's a creative, everybody's a singer, everybody is a writer. You can't help but be creative in an environment like that. So I was a very lucky girl. That's what I grew up around. And that's what I came up around. I came up around a lot of creative people. And we used to do these exercises, right? Where the beat would be playing on a loop in the background. And maybe sometimes it wouldn't even be a beat. There might not even be a beat playing, but there might be a beat playing on a loop in the background. And the verbal exercise was to say a random phrase or a random noun or just a random word. Let's put it like that. And you would have to freestyle with that word, right? You'd have to find a way to incorporate it into your verse, or you would just have to use it as the starting word of your verse and then just start freestyling with that word. It could be something like the most random thing, orange juice or microwave or dirty boots. You know what I'm saying? Like anything like that. And you would have to rhyme using that random word. So I'm saying all this to say this. Years later, we were still doing that. And I just happened to be around somebody who was challenging. We were challenging ourselves and we were writing and coming up with different topics. And the topic that day or that particular hour was um the day is new. That was all that was said. The day is new. And you could take that and write anything you want. It don't got to be one thing or another. So this is what came into my mind based off of nothing, just off of the fact that the topic was the day is new. This is what I wrote. So they don't call me UGoddess the poet for nothing. This is a poem that I wrote that ultimately turned into the definition of she. The day is new. Watch how you tap your horn at a woman with a cape and a sword. She not impressed by flashiness anymore. Just as her ex with the incredible sex. She ignores his every flex. She not a mess anymore. She got a lot on her plate. It's not like back in the days when she get paid. She play the grocery store. She pay the bills before the money get warm. She take the rest and build a nest to keep her babies secure. And she might say next just to see what else is in store or save herself for the one who deserves her soul's core, the one who'll soon get her naughty thoughts come from a place that's so pure. The day is new and her age has progressed. No childish where you at or what you do in text, just pulling up with plans on how to stay blessed or how to get checks and punch the clock less. Either you with her or, well, you know the rest. And that's called The Day is New. Now, I wrote that probably 2, 3 years ago. It's 2024 now. So yeah, you gotta add another year to it. I'd say probably 3 years ago. Hi, my son. And years later, thank you, Billy. Years later, I get this beat sent to me. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, produced by Billy Lines. I heard it, and the first thing I wanted to know was what's the original sample? Because immediately I heard the RZA, I heard Wu Tang. It had the sample has been used before. I heard the Jizza, and I knew that this came from Shadow Boxing. If you don't know that song, please go and look it up and listen to it. The Wu Tang is my all time. It's my first love, my first tattoo. Just in case you thought I was playing, my first tattoo was a Wu Tang tattoo. So I knew that this sample had been used before, but I've never really researched where the sample came from. And that's what I wanted to do, because the way Billy did this song and the way he used the sample, so different from the RZA, you know what I'm saying? They both deserve their respects in their own rights. Um, I wanted to hear the original song, found the original song, Trouble, Heartaches, and Sadness. And that's by Miss Ann Peebles. You may or may not have heard of her, but she also sings I Can't Stand the Rain. Missy Elliott used that as a sample, obviously. So this woman is super talented. Anyway, back to the song, Trouble, Heartache, and Sadness. In it, she's singing about how old man Trouble used to come knocking at her door. You know what I'm saying? Trouble and heartache used to be her friend. So basically, she just used to being kind of feeling down and not very happy. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with heartache. Landlord for Alabama, you in the building. If you're still here, thank you for stopping by. I know you got other things going on. Cowboys, content creator, debonair, you know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you stopping through. Aunt Peebles is singing about heartache and loneliness and troubles always being around her. And then finally she says, no more. No more. I'm done with it. I found me somebody. And all of y'all that used to come and be around me, be on your merry way. I listened to this song, be on your merry way, and I'm just like, yo, okay, I see where she's coming from. She's singing, when you hear her voice, there's so much pain, but there's nothing but like strength behind the pain. You know what I'm saying? Like a Mary J. Blige type of thing. And that's when I started writing. You know what I'm saying? And the first verse I wrote was, she got a pep in a step and a boost in a stride. She said, no more drama, baby. Mary J. Blige. She put some liquor in a cup and put the outside. She was always drunk in love, but she could still walk a straight line. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, she been through it. She's been hurt before. Maybe men have broken her heart in the past. But even with all of that going on, she still had that strength behind the pain. And I got that inspiration from this song. And that's, how definition of she came to be. I'm just going to give you a little sample.
Broken hearted stories told in poetry form about the man who walked away before the baby was born, about the violence in the city and the friends that we mourn, about celebrities we worship and the rest that we scorn. That social media is leading you down the darkest path. She was thin and she got media now. They on her ass, wanna get on bending knee for her, boy. Don't even ask. You can say you wanna be with her, but make sure you real with her.
Yeah. So I'm here jamming to my own, jamming to that. So, yeah, so the lyrics behind that, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about how this girl, probably me, downtrodden, maybe a little heartbroken, maybe, but still strong. You know what I'm saying? It's not, I might be on my way to the dumps, but you know how they say down in the dumps? I'm not down in the dumps. I'm not in there yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a little bit sad or maybe a little bit heartbroken, but you ain't gonna get me like that. You know what I'm saying? So that was the inspiration behind this song, and I want to thank Billy Lines for such a masterful production and masterful use of this sample. Y'all are gonna meet him one of these days. I'm already going past my little time. We're gonna go to 20 minutes, so it might not be today, but you're definitely gonna meet him because I am gonna have him on here. The name of the stream is Lyrics and Levels for a reason. Lyrics meaning me and levels meaning my producers. So he will be here and y'all will get a chance to meet the man behind the mystery, the man behind this masterful beat. I want to thank him so much for that. I want to thank y'all for tuning in, for listening to my breakdown, my lyrical breakdown of Definition of She. If you don't know the song, and just so y'all know, little tidbit, this is actually my #1 streaming song on all platforms. So obviously, Billy and I came together and we really made some heat together. And it's not our first and it won't be our last. You feel what I'm saying? I definitely want to thank him for that. I want to thank Peebles for the beautiful song. Please go look that up. Don't forget. Go ahead and watch the video, Definition of She. It is on my YouTube channel. If you're not familiar and you want to see the video, shout out to Perfect Timing TV for shooting that video and all my friends that showed up for the video shoot. You feel what I'm saying? I want to thank y'all for popping in on me tonight. I am going to try and make this a consistent thing, try to do this more often. I appreciate everyone. If you have any questions, please either leave them in the chat while we still live or leave them in the comments and I will get back to you. I appreciate anybody that's supporting me as an artist because that's all you can really do to local, undiscovered, and unsigned artists is just support their ventures and show them love as much as you can. And in the meantime, I want to say thank you once again and leave you with another little clip of Definition of She. Please leave your comments. Please leave your likes. And thank you for your support.
Don't ask her for a number, cause she on D&D. And don't lie and say you fucked her when she get on TV. And don't ask too many questions, who is you, TMZ? She get fly, don't let her fool you, cause she built for the streets. Going back and forth, freestyling with no one but the squad. In a room of 30 niggas and not one of them broad. Wasn't easy on the set, but then it wasn't too hard, cause she protect her neck just like the ones who named her